2 months ago, I had no master's degrees. 3 months from now, I'll have 2. This is what graduation looked like.
Jacob Andrew Roberts, by virtue of the powers granted to it by the Charter and Statutes and the authority of the Senate, the University has this day awarded the degree of Master of Science in the Faculty of Humanities, International Business and Management to Jacob Roberts. Congratulations. That's exactly how it would have been.
So that was about the extent of my graduation ceremonies for the University of Manchester. The University of Manchester is about 4 hours northwest from London. And just over a year and a half ago, that's where I started my master's degree in international business and management. Part of the motivation for me wanting to study abroad, especially in England, is that master's degrees are only 1 year. Now, my master's degree started in September and went all the way to September of the next year, and technically graduation didn't happen until December. Emma and I had been traveling for about a year and a half full-time before we went to Manchester, and we thought me going to school there was a really good structured way for us to be able to live abroad. So those were 2 big motivating factors for me to want to study and do my master's in England. So my master's program basically looked like 2 semesters of normal study, teaching from professors at the university, and then 1 summer semester of writing a dissertation. Some of the other reasons I wanted to study at Manchester were I wanted a reset on my education. I really liked my undergrad experience, but I thought I could have put a little more effort and done a little better, learned a little more. I also wanted to take advantage of university in a way that I never had before, so I decided that I wanted to run for student government and try to play sports on the university teams and take Spanish classes and just get really involved as much as possible. I was also really excited about the content and the people I'd be studying with. My degree had just under 100 students, but they came from 26 different countries. It was amazing to interact with those people, learn about the different cultures, and feel like what I had to add was actually different from the people around. And lastly, I thought this would be a really good way if we wanted to live in Europe for a couple of years. Getting a degree in an actual country within Europe was a good way to be able to find work there. So that all changed when COVID-19 hit. About this time last year, February, March, COVID got really serious and it seemed like we were going to have to be in lockdown. So we made the quick decision that we wanted to go back to Utah in case things got really bad. And we're really grateful that we did. We were able to go back and stay with family. But now we had some decisions to make. It didn't look likely that we were going to head back to England. So I continued to finish my degree online and started to look at other options. Now that I knew that it was likely that we would stay in the States, I thought it might be appropriate to get a degree that was a little bit more marketable. And although I really loved what I was learning at Manchester, my education there felt really general, and I wanted to get a better understanding of the fundamentals of business. And this is where my accounting degree came in. So after I finished my 2nd semester at the University of Manchester, I had the entire summer to write a dissertation. Now it would take a lot of time, but it would be very flexible. Most Masters of Accounting degrees require you to have a bachelor's degree in accounting in order to start. But at the University of Utah, they have what they call a MAC intensive program, which is basically a summer where you take 5 accounting classes that cover everything that's really fundamental in a bachelor's degree in accounting. After you take those courses and pass, you can then apply to the master's program. So it was going to be kind of a tight schedule and a busy summer, but I thought I may as well apply and see what happened. And besides, we were going to stay inside most of the summer anyway because of the shutdown. Well, I applied and I got in, and so I thought, let's go for it. One day after finishing my last paper for my 2nd semester at Manchester, I started at the University of Utah. It was the busiest summer of my life. But because it was all online, I knew that if I had to go back to Manchester for any reason, I could continue to finish it. And in fact, I did have to go back for about a week in order to pack up all of our stuff and come back home. In between packing up, donating things, throwing things out, I was doing a lot of accounting. So from the beginning of summer to the end of 2020, I studied more than I ever have in my entire life. And I'm going to make another video about some of the techniques that I used in order to study for long hours and how I did well. But suffice it to say that I think it's possible for you to do it. I really feel that if I can do it, anybody can. One thing that definitely helped is that although both were intensive study periods, my degree at the University of Manchester was very different than my degree at the University of Utah. The University of Manchester, I did a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of writing, and my accounting degree was obviously very numbers-based. And so although sometimes I had to study for one and then immediately start studying for the next, it still felt like a break. So that's my story. I was able to finish an entire dissertation and start a accounting intensive program at the same time. And both master's degrees were 1 year and they just overlapped a little bit. Now, a lot of this is possible during the pandemic. A lot of things are moving online. People are able to get materials quicker, less commuting time, and you're really able to just kind of plow through the work and get the degrees finished. For me, I want to change a thing. Both of my degrees were really valuable to me, but in very different ways. Because of my accounting degree, I feel like I could be really useful immediately in any company that I join using that hard skill. On the flip side, at the University of Manchester, I developed some soft skills that I feel like I'd never considered before. I was able to get a better understanding of the world through various people and studying companies from around the world. Learning how to be a leader and a team player among people from different backgrounds from all over the world makes me confident that I can go into any situation, be it social or professional, and interact with a variety of people. So I want to know what you're doing. Are you considering getting a master's degree, maybe a second, maybe doing something online or studying abroad? Let me know, and let me know what questions you have in the comments. I'd love to chat. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I want to talk about these kind of things a lot more. Education, whether it's traditional or untraditional, language study, reading, self-improvement. I think these are some of the most important topics that we can talk about and something that can really change someone's life for the good. So stay curious, and until next time.